What is up, Whale fam, Metaverse, B20 community? How you doing? How you feeling? Back again with another Inside B20 viewing party. We're up to episode 7 now with our good friend TwoBadour. What's going on?
Hey, Alegria. I'm feeling good.
Feeling good. It's Friday, right? That's why.
Yep, nice vibes.
Good.
Chilling with you. I look forward to these conversations every Friday.
We have a good
It's
time.
yeah. I mean, it's been the end of a week, typically long week, and you know that we're going to talk about something fun and remember some really good times. So it's always fun.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that week. I know for most of us in crypto, it was, again, I always say it when I talk to you, it was a crazy week. This time, not good crazy, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's crypto for you, right? I mean, you and I, we've been up the creek and over the mountain, as they say. We've been through a couple of these cycles. And like we were just discussing before we came on, the idea is that it is a cycle. It's going to go up, come down, and then go up at some point again. So I think, in a sense, we're used to riding the wave a little bit. And the best part about the people in crypto is that we scale really well, both up and down. We can make hay when the sun is shining, and we're quick to protect ourselves when the winter hits. So just a
Yes.
simple simple change of clothes.
The good old mental gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
I saw that you recently did a Twitter AMA kind of addressing the B20 community in general as a whole, mostly due to concerns about the pricing and stuff, the action that we're seeing in the market now. How was that? Did you learn anything, or did you quell some concerns?
I hope I did quell some concerns, but I think it was less about quelling concerns and providing information than it was about letting some of the community sort of blow off some steam, and that's very important, Alegria. I mean, obviously we all understand what happens when your token crashes, right? At the end of the day, I might cry horse saying this is not a utility token, this is not a this token, that token, but at the end of the day, you did put some money in it and it's in your hands. It went somewhere and now it's in a different place. So, I mean, I only tried to convey a couple of things during the AMA. One is that, we're in this for the long haul. It's part of history now. It's part of NFT history. It's part of art history. And to look at it from a 5-month perspective rather than a 5-year one would be to, miss the wood for the trees. So that's one thing. The other, persistent sort of, and this is, in my opinion, pure FUD, is that there's not enough, conversation happening around the B20, which is obviously false, because I'm here every week with you, shooting the wind, sort of catching up on what's going on in the B20 space. So this channel is open. Then there's that entirely organic other B20 channel, which is headed by, Monet Capital. So there's a lot of conversation happens over there. So anybody that needs information can get it in, several places, and all of the information in a single place as well. So any of these two Discord channels, in the Whale Discord, in the B20 Discord, you could go visit b20.metaverse.fund. Then there's, you can DM me if there are any concerns about B20. I mean, by concerns, I don't mean extremely broad. Apart from these 3 spaces, if there is still information that you think you can't find, you're happy to reach out to me at any time. So we're all here, man. We're a community. And the clincher about all of this, the best part and the most heartening thing is that the number of token holders didn't come down at all, has not come down over the years. So in spite of whatever you might see being thrown around, or all the concerns and angst and anger and all of that, it's still at above 5,200 holders, and that's massive for any token of any kind. So I think I'm going to hold on to that number rather than any of the other massively fluctuating numbers. That's all right.
Right, right. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. You can always reach TwoBadour here in the whale Discord, in the B20 community, or Twitter. And again, NFT Radio. Right? How's that been going?
Yeah, that's been super fun too. I mean, not many things you can do on a periodic basis, right? Like clockwork. So, the NFT radio was one such experiment, and I've started to really get to love it. So that's been going on really well. We've had about three conversations specifically about B20, but anything to do with the metaverse, about art, it invariably surrounds our experiences around B20. So that's going on well too. Now that we're on the topic, I'd love to sort of get you and DC on the show sometime, right? I just want to talk about community, what it takes to build something up from the ground level, and you guys have done such an amazing job of it. I'd like to also ask you, who the other people are, the community guys, the builders here that you admire. I'd say maybe some folk from the Token Smart Discord as well, community, Sandy Meows, or guys like Rizzle, who very easily keep the party alive. So maybe we should shoot the wind sometime as well on an
I
FT radio.
I would love to. I would love to. You're gonna fly me and DC out to India. We do this live there.
Oh, you do not want to come to India right now.
No, no.
I'll come to
Hopefully,
where you are, man.
hopefully that means if I do go out there, it means everything's much better. I know you guys have been having a rough time with the COVID and everything, but you tell me that this week seemed a little bit better on that front, right?
Yeah, yeah, much better actually. I mean, I'm in the south of India, so things are relatively better when compared to the north. So we're dealing with it, and some of my friends, close friends who were down with COVID, are now on the mend. They're feeling a lot better, bouncing back stronger. So it's looking good now, Alegria.
Cool, cool, cool. That's always good news. Hopefully things get back to normal relatively quick and everyone is feeling okay. And now we've talked about everything but what we're supposed to be talking about. But
Yeah.
it is good to kind of give a recap on everything yourself, the project as a whole. But we're up to episode 7, Inside B20 documentary. Tell us a little bit about that.
Awesome, man. Well, this episode is good and bad. The bad part is that it's got a lot of me in it. It's mostly me reminiscing about one particular day. Basically, the 4-hour period in which the Metapalooza happened, the largest virtual event in the blockchain space ever so far. So it's just me geeking out, fanboying the heck out of the metaverse and this incredible B20 community. That's all it is. About 9 minutes of that. That's, and with a lot of pictures and visuals that remind you of that day. You were there, right?
Of course. That was a amazing party held by Token Smart, like you mentioned. Sandy Meows and Rizzle over there. Would love to hear them on NFC radio as well. So awesome. So we get to watch you enjoying Metapalooza, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. We're finally on to the TwoBadour episode. Everyone else is getting an episode. We were wondering when you got your own. This is it.
Well, now you know why I haven't been on for so long.
Awesome. Cool. So DC, if you want to let's watch this. Let's watch episode 7. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's kick back and see what TwoBadour was doing.
Yeah. Okay. In 45 days, we built something that had never been seen before. We pulled off the largest single auction scoop in history, 20 one-of-ones over 2 days for $2.2 million. Somehow, we convinced the best minds in the NFT space to work with us. Voxel Architects, Blow Your Base, Metacast, Wade Street, Metafactory, Beeple, Blau, all of them. to have spoken with them, to have shared our vision with them, to have convinced them to actually work with us on a crazy idea of this sort. It now feels a little impossible. But I suppose we somehow did that too. And then we actually did the work. We built stuff, monuments across three worlds, a campaign with some incredible recall, bunch of blogs, tweets, so many graphics, websites. We built smart contracts, we built tokenomics, and we launched everything at the largest ever metaverse event, the Metapalooza. And the Metapalooza wasn't some static meet and greet, no sir. Turns out, Metapalooza was the first interoperable event in metaverse history. It happened live in crypto voxels, Decentraland, and Somnium simultaneously. It's the first event where a token was launched, where public museums were unveiled, all in the same day. The structure of the Metapalooza itself was a massive undertaking, right? It's not a small event; it's large, and due credit to everybody that worked on it, particularly Matthew, who he went out of his way to make people comfortable as an avatar. Uh, People wanted to wear this typical people style, right? He just wanted to wear a shirt, which Sinkas then put together and sent it to him. He decided not to wear pants. Great choice. I don't wear pants in the metaverse either. It's a bit restricting to our imagination. So he turned up like that. He made sure that everybody knew, where everybody needed to go. I mean, Rizal went through all of the builds. He went through each room. He knew where, to stop and to show people what needed to be shown, what to focus on, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of planning that happened. On that day, we were happy to see that crypto voxels crashed, because it typically is an indicator. It's like a point of pride to anybody that does an event there, to make the world crash, because then okay, we've truly arrived. So that was fantastic. Uh, but then the intensity of the event started to catch up with us, because then there was the token sale aspect itself. V, who's a smart contract engineer, he was on standby. I was in a separate group with Andrew, with Matthew and Brooke, because they were actually doing the talking at the event. Matthew was hosting the entire show, and we were going back and forth on what would come first, what next, how much time we needed in between two things within the program, and so on. The website went live, and in 2.5 seconds, 16% of the B20s, which is the entire lot that we put in for the public sale, were sold out. So it was like, a couple of kids came and scooped up all of the ice cream, and there was nothing left for the 2,500 to 3,000 people that had gathered there and wanted a piece of the pie. So a little bit of panic set in. We didn't know what to do immediately, but then we had to fix it. Obviously, on the one hand, we were ecstatic because we planned all of this a little conservative, right? It made no sense to instantly assume that everybody would want a token which is not a utility token, which is not a governance token, which is not a DeFi token. It's a very simple kind of a token, right? It's powerful in its simplicity, because if you hold a B20 token, you co-own the B20 experience. That's all it was. So there was no reason as such to think that there'd be a massive public demand for it. But there you have it. It was sold out. What do we do? So the show must go on. So we were here, Matthew, Andrew, and I, brainstorming ideas about what to do next. And on the other hand, I was on a group with Metapogan and me, trying to figure out what the next steps are. So we announced that there would be a second sale, another smart contract would be deployed in a certain amount of time with a spending cap. Now, this is not a simple undertaking. Launching another smart contract is no mean feat. And we had to think once, twice, 100 times before we even committed to such a thing, because there are security risks, right, that you needed to keep in mind. But the smart contracts that we had were completely audited, and it was a matter of time to actually, set them and to deploy them. So we needed to buy some time for ourselves. So here's what happened. We drafted a note together, and Matthew announced that something of the sort would happen, that we were working on it. But meanwhile, enjoy this live DJ set by Blau that happened. So then they asked us again in the middle of the DJ said, okay, is that enough time? Can we deploy the smart contract? I said, no, we needed another 20 minutes. Then Rizzle was off with the rest of the team, with a huge bunch of the audience to go ahead and show them around museums. And then Arta's Somnium Space tour also happened, by which time the smart contract was ready. And we finally announced it. We announced it in a series of tiny incremental announcements so that it didn't feel rushed and neither did it feel that it was unplanned. It was just so smooth, so freaking smooth that it just flowed quite naturally. At the end of it, we had a supplementary token sale of 10% of additional tokens, which went on for a little bit until they were all exhausted. As an event, it was so overwhelming for all of us, right? And I think together, the token smart team, especially Trizlet, Sandy, and Rizzle there on that front, and my goodness, I mean, to be able to work under that kind of pressure, to be able to deploy a smart contract, in 25 minutes is no mean feat. And he was basically the hero, the man of the hour of that particular day. But on the whole, we can take only a tiny amount of credit for the Metapalooza being what it is, because nobody expected that 3,000 people would turn up. It just shows that we just stumbled upon a really beautiful idea, that is the B20, and somehow we were on the same wavelength as the rest of the metaverse. That was our learning from the Metapalooza, and it was and it will remain the most precious event, the most amazing metaverse event that I've ever been part of. And I'm sure I don't just speak for myself. I'm not even looking forward to the next Metapalooza, because it's all right. The Metapalooza is this one time first Genesis seminal event of the metaverse, which I'm proud to have been part of, and will continue to be so.
All right, folks, folks, inside B20, what is known as the TwoBadour episode. TwoBadour, man, you were the star of the show, as you said you were going to be.
Oh man, that's it had way too much of me. I think I should have
Nah,
chopped at
man,
least
it was
some
good.
parts of it. Man. But
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. We got to see the Metapalooza, from a different perspective. It was already this huge event, but having you break it down like that, you kind of go, "Whoa!" It is huge.
yeah, I mean, it was absolute chaos, man. Behind the scenes, it was so smooth to people who were part of the Metapalooza. I mean, who just attended and were blown away by Blau and listened to all of the speeches and stuff. But it was like chaos in the background, and that's just the way it ought to be, right? So many moving parts in an event like this, and everybody just rose to the occasion and did their thing.
Yep, definitely. Like you said, it's no small feat to code and launch a smart contract in 20-25 minutes. That's just wild. The pressure must have been intense. But everyone did such an amazing job just keeping everyone chill and on the spot coming up with things like, all right, let's just do a tour, and while these guys figure it out, everything's cool.
Yeah, you know what? I think we need more events of that sort, more metaverse events, like cross-world stuff. The WIP meetup is an excellent example. It's scaled up, massively. But I think we should also have parties like the Metapalooza. I think maybe it's time for Metapalooza too. What do you think?
Metapalooza 2, hell yeah. I'm not gonna say no to that. It's kind of like, there's like you said, Whip has been doing it for quite a while. They're the originators of the crypto voxels crashes,
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
but Metapalooza is, like it was such a huge thing. It's basically like the Woodstock of NFTs.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's the
Yeah.
thing that everyone remembers. Well, did you go to Metapalooza? Some crazy
Hmm.
like that day. It was all about Metapalooza. Even if you weren't buying the token, you were just having fun in world. Showing off your wearable to like all the other people that was there.
Hmm.
Or if you were a Somnian fan, there was an event that day. So it was a thing that kind of went bigger than B20, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to have something brand new built in. We can't use the same
Hmm.
old buildings. We need new buildings now.
uh,
Metapalooza
oh, man.
2.
Nice.
What do you think would be the theme there?
I don't know, man. Even celebrating B20 is a good enough reason, but I think there are a couple of things we're working on right now which might warrant a party of that kind. I mean, you do know we spoke about the crypto souk, right? Or the crypto tower space there, a meta protocol there. So that's one idea, and the other one obviously is we're still trying to figure out a nice space or an idea in the metaverse to to take that Beeple 5000 conversation forward. I feel guilty almost, right? We spent $69 million on that piece, and now it's like the equivalent of resting somewhere, in my garage against a rusty old car or a bicycle. So we need to find a good space for that, and when we do, I think that'd be the perfect place for Metapalooza too.
Okay, sweet. We will definitely be on the lookout for that, or even maybe the handing off of the master key. We can do something really cool.
Yeah. Oh
if
yeah,
it sells, yeah, that'd be dope.
it would be.
Uh,
It would be. Yeah.
yeah,
It's,
but
it's a
there's,
fun
there's
thing.
there's plenty of ideas of, but like I would love to see more and more events in the metaverse. Now, more and more people are getting headsets. Crypto Voxels is working with Oculus Quest, if not now, really really soon. I've tried it on the just regular browser, and it really changes it up. So I
Yeah.
would love to see an event like Metapalooza wearing a headset. It must be totally different vibe.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm down,
Yeah.
dog. If you build it, I will come. All right.
Okay.
All right, TwoBadour. What can we expect for episode 8?
Interesting. That's still sort of up in the air a little bit. Where it's a toss up between one of two directions to go. We don't know which one we want to do first, but you see, it could either be a sort of a closure episode, one with Metacoven and me, or there might be something else in between that we're missing. We're just trawling through all of this stuff to see, because we don't want to let this go, obviously, quite honestly, and we want to see if there's any part of the story that we've forgotten to tell, because we've been part of it for so long. It's easy to sometimes miss the details. So I think I'm going to keep that bit a suspense this time at least. I suck at keeping secrets in general. I've blabbed practically every secret, every cliffhanger to you in these conversations. But the next one I genuinely don't know, so I'm going to keep quiet about it.
Okay. We'll try to wait patiently. All right, we'll try to wait patiently. And are we gonna try to do this next week? Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. All right. So we'll stay in suspense till next week. TwoBadour, thank you so much for coming through
Perfect.
again, hanging out with us, giving us the rundown on pretty much everything. We even talked about the weather, I think. So,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
so
Thanks, man.
perfect. I
Yeah,
appreciate you so
perfect.
much.
But and I'm going to hold you down to the NFT radio episode this week. I think it'd be an excellent idea. The more I think about it.
No doubt. I'm gonna hold you down to India when things get better.
Sure, for sure. Yeah.
Sweet. All
Man, when
right.
things get better, I'm going to send you that ticket myself.
No doubt. I'll see you there, my
Yeah.
friend.
Okay.
Everyone in the whale community, the B20 community, thank you for hanging out. You can check these episodes out on YouTube. And also we'll be back next week. Check out TwoBadour on Twitter and NFT Radio for some more info. Thank you for hanging out, folks. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.